Another teacher talk session tonight, and tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world. Before starting our live sessions, I would like to say something about all the wars in the world. So we are living in this planet to not kill each other, to love, to save, to protect, okay, to each other. So please stop all the wars around the world, okay, and peace at home, peace in the world. I would like to finish with this quote of Atatürk. Let's get back to our business. Tonight we are having another educator, and he's an IELTS and English language instructor, Huseyn Huseynov from Azerbaijan. He's here. Just takes time. Hi. Just need to wait for the connection of Instagram. I have accepted everything. Just a moment. I'm trying. Another thing is,
Can you hear me?
hi. Hi,
Mm.
Faye. It's nice to see you here. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear
So,
me well?
but, great. Finally, we made it. It takes a little bit time, but it's okay.
But unfortunately, I
So,
can't see you for some reasons.
you can't see me.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's fine, no problem. Just
but I can see you and hear you.
okay.
Anyway, maybe if you want, I can restart it.
I think no problem. We can continue if you want. No problem.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah, fine. I'm fine. At least
Okay then.
I can hear your voice. So.
All right then. Okay. Okay, Hussein. All right then. So I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks and being my guest for the 205th session. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for accepting my request and inviting me to be part of this project. I've been following you for over a year, and the first time I discovered you was through my mentor, my English teacher, Sayana Mufsum. And by the way, I
Oh,
was talking to her earlier this morning, and she said to send her greetings to you.
greetings back to Okay, it's great to hear it. All right, Hussein. I know we are all busy, so if you're ready, we can start, can we?
Of course, yes, we can.
Okay. So I know about you, but maybe our guests would like to know about you, okay, audiences. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences?
Of course. So my name is Hussein. I have been teaching English for almost 5 years. It's going to be 5 years this November.
Right.
Well, I've never thought about not only like English and IELTS. I've never thought to go into teaching this field. When I was a child, I had my interest spectrum was quite broad. I had an interest in music, and I still have. And I was also interested in social sciences, humanities. When I was in high school, I was writing articles regarding sociology, law, history. At the same time, I was quite passionate about bodybuilding, fitness. I wanted to leave the school, the high school, and just not apply to university and just have a career in bodybuilding. But life has different plans, so that's why my father told me that he doesn't want me to have this career. So when I finished the high school, I had a gap year. I wanted to upgrade my English, and I prepared for IELTS and just traveled a little bit, tried to explore the world, and applied for several universities. I was accepted to University of Warsaw in Poland, and I initially applied for political science degree, but like at that time, that year, they offered me to study international relations. I lived in Poland for a year, and after living there, I understood that, okay, I'm not that much interested in international relations, and I do not want to connect my life with this field. So I just left the university and came back home in 2020. Yeah, it was just at the moment of COVID outbreak. And that time when I came home, I was quite depressed. And here in Azerbaijan, families are kind of pressing their children in terms of their education. They think that if you leave the university, if you are a dropout, you're let's say a failure. So you're an outcast. So at that time, in order to like get back on my feet, I just started looking for some jobs. I applied for several jobs. I wanted to work as a receptionist in a hotel, but luckily they just did not like accept my request. And so I decided, a friend of mine told me to just start teaching, and she recommended some of her friends to she recommended me to some of her friends, and I started giving English classes. That was the first time I started teaching English. Of course, it wasn't that professional. I had no like concrete methodology. I had no like lesson plan, and so it was quite spontaneous. But
I see.
over time, I kind of managed to manage this stuff.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sting, for sharing the brief info about yourself. Okay. So, Shane, next question is about you, of course. It's about your background. Or what was over your turning point or points in your own education?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I'd say the greatest, like the most important time, like let's say the turning point in my life, was when I started learning English. I know it may sound quite cliche, but yeah, it is. So when I started learning English, that was the time when I was a teenager. And I'm also very lucky that my English teacher was Sayana Khanum, because she's not only a teacher, but she's also a psychologist. She's a good friend and mentor. And so she taught me not only like what to do after after this program ends, but she also like taught me like what to do with my life. Yeah, so she said like she taught me how to research and how to just love the life, because that was a time when I was a teenager. I was quite depressed. I had a problem with my family, and I had some, let's say, some thoughts on just leaving the family, just doing whatever I want. But luckily, I met her, and that was the time when I just started like reading books, training, and like just leading a healthy lifestyle. Yeah, that was probably, I would say that was the turning point. And also, like just learning English itself is a great tool, like English itself, because like 80% of the information in the world is published in English, and just knowing English itself just opens many doors. Yeah.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. And you just talking about yourself, and you said that you've been teaching for 5 years, and it's going to be your fifth years in teaching. So in this time, probably you have tried different techniques, methodologies, and strategies in your lessons, and probably have a philosophy of teaching. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
All right. So, yeah, I actually pre-prepared for this question because that is really hard to just pinpoint on one exact philosophy. Because
I see.
philosophy, like of teaching or just philosophy in life itself, is quite bending, flexible. So I'm gonna say not only whatever I'm gonna say is not only applied to the teaching, but I think in general in life in general. So it is actually just to have a passion and just interest in whatever the person does. So let's say if
Mm.
the thing that makes me wake up the next morning and just keep up the thing I do is just have a passion for teaching and have a passion to interact with my students, see how my lessons and my presence in their lives um, affect them, and see the result of this.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that's probably the philosophy of teaching itself.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And Hussein, I know that you are an educator. You teach English. You're also a teacher, and in your life, this whole like teaching career, you have probably have a lot of stories. Some bad, some good, some failed ones, and some, the success stories of yours, like all of us have. So, can you tell us one success stories of yours? Especially, we want to hear something inspirational if you have for all of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is quite hard to pick one because all of
You
my
have a lot.
students, yeah, they have their own success stories, and I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud to see who they become and how their lives have changed. But one specific person I'd like to mention is actually my first student. Yeah, so she was my friend's best friend. So, and the time I started teaching her, well, she had no interest in life because she was from she came from let's say a bit poor background, and she never like she was never supported.
I see.
So that's why,
Hmm.
yeah, the time I taught her was really hard even to communicate because she was quite introverted. And but like after our lessons, of course, although like our lessons they lasted for a couple of months after she left the classes, I've heard recently that she actually continued learning English. She did a bit of self study afterwards, and now she's teaching as well. That is awesome. Like, and she became even a bit, let's say, a bit more successful. So like, she's having a great career. She moved to the United States, and she's working in a center like where she's teaching the people who are, I would say, refugees there. So yeah, and
Oh,
she's also working with children with the same background as hers. And yeah, that's I would say that is probably the highlight
I
in my
see.
career.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. So, Hussein, you are teaching, and when you think about yourself, as a teacher, we always want to be successful in the classrooms.
Mhm.
We always want to be useful in the classroom for our students. When you think about this, okay, you can think about your lessons also. What do you think makes a teacher successful in the classroom? Or do you can think these questions for yourself. Do you think about yourself after your lessons? Are you always, the successful in the classroom?
Um, like I'd say like of course, like we all have ups and downs, and it's quite hard to be successful all the time. It's quite hard to keep the success rate all the time. But I'd say, like, in order to be a successful teacher, or in order to be a successful like professional, let's say, it is again like I'm gonna just I'll go back to like what I said before, is to have a passion, like to have a passion on what you do, and also at the same time have an empathy, because like every student is quite unique, and it's very important to know well your student. It's important to know the psychology of the students, because sometimes, most of the time, it is like when students, they come to the class. So what I have to do, what my job is to discover their potential and show them. Because whenever the student says, I have no, like, let's say, I have no talent, and I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm really happy to get to hear this, because like this is the time I start challenging myself. I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna my target is, besides teaching, is to reveal her success, to reveal her potential. Sorry, yeah. I'd say like to be empathetic and at the same time have a passion for what you do.
Ah, got it. Thank you very much, Hussein. You know, Hussein, we are all very busy, you know, as an educators. We every time we complain about, oh, we have got a lot of things to do. We have this, we have that, and this, something like that. We complain about it every time. And of course, apart from this, we also would like to improve ourselves or develop ourselves professionally, okay? So when you think about this and having lots of works, okay, is it possible to develop professionally when you have a lot of work to do?
Well, yeah, this is a common issue, because it is really hard nowadays to keep the work and life balance. But we have to do that, because like otherwise, after some time, it'd be hard to, let's say, to function. It like not only at work but in personal life as well. So it's very important to strike the balance. That's the first thing. At the same time, if, let's say, again, I'm gonna just repeat myself. So if you have a passion on what you do, you will never stop upgrading yourself. Yeah, I'd probably just put it this way.
I got it. Okay, thank you very much. And you've been teaching for IELTS, okay? IELTS lessons, and also, of course, you teach general English in your classrooms, and you live in Azerbaijan. When you think about your situation and your working environment, what problems are Azerbaijani teachers faced with teaching English to the students? You can
All right,
think your lessons for
that is
IELTS
a great
especially.
question. Yeah, I've been waiting you to ask me this, because that is also one of the reasons I actually decided to just join this project and just spread the awareness, my message to all the teachers. First, I'm not that experienced to say something regarding the teachers who are, let's say, have 20 years experience or so, because I'm probably like the same age as their experience. So yeah, but I'm just gonna say
That's
what I
okay.
see.
That's not a problem. We all have a lot of things to say, to share. We can learn from you, and you can learn from us. We have a lot of experiences, but even we have lots of experiences, we still can learn different things and different ideas from other, the beginner teachers, newbie teachers, something like that. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, the first, okay, I'm gonna stick the biggest problem, like, not only teachers again, like, but everyone, every profession has, so like people have in every profession. So is to stick with qualifications. So, okay, it is important to have a credibility on what you do, but at the same time, it is important to assess whether you have the skills that are really credible, or you're just let's say, trusting only the qualifications you have, and just developing based on, like, let's say, just increasing the number of qualifications you have. So that's I guess the biggest problem. So a teacher should focus more on the practice rather than the theory itself. Okay, yeah, it is
I
very
see.
important, but theory without a practice, I would say, is not like doesn't have a good fundamental, like let's say fundament. So that is very important to just all the constantly upgrade the skills teachers have, and
Mhm.
besides, like let's say getting a qualification. The second reason is probably okay. It's not only related to the teachers, but general the teaching industry in my country. But I think teaching is a field where you have to think a bit more like let's say you have to be a bit more empathetic than business wise. Let's say most of the I have seen a lot of courses. I'm going to talk about Azerbaijan because I didn't have a chance to work
Sure.
abroad. So yeah, the biggest problem here in my country is that most of the places I feel like they are more focused on business wise instead of just targeting like being targeted at their students and their development. That is what I see, and I'm really concerned regarding this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it should really be it should be solved.
I see.
The earlier it is solved, the better it is for our like community to, let's say, develop
I got it.
in
I
general.
got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. All right. So, Hussein, I would like to ask you the different, again, the questions with the teaching the students. You know, you've been living Azerbaijan, and probably in your lessons you have students from different backgrounds or different cultures,
Yeah.
and you teach them. And when you think about this, what are the difficulties to teach students with different culture and background for you?
Hmm. Well, of course, like I haven't seen like the students. I haven't had a chance to teach the students with complete opposite, let's say, cultural differences. Most of my 99% of my students were Azerbaijani and came from relatively similar backgrounds. But I
I
still, like, yeah, I still, I saw like a bit of like, I wouldn't say like the cultural differences, but the differences in their like that were related to their upbringing um, and they're like probably the childhood. All right.
I see.
It would the biggest difference is the way children think. Um, I would even just relate it to the generation because like I had a chance to teach both children and adults, and the biggest problem with teaching adults is that they start with great perfectionism
Yes.
and they only stick to numbers and the statistics rather than enjoying the process itself. That is the biggest problem of like working with adults. And the problem with working with new generation, let's say
Yes.
Generation Z, and I even have like students from Generation Alpha. And the biggest problem with them would be they are too laid back, and it's probably again probably related to their age, but at the same time, um, it is. I feel like it's also related to um, the the time they were, let's say, they are growing up is probably related to technology and so on. Most of the times they are not like approaching with enough, let's say, seriousness to what they do.
I
Yeah.
see. Mm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Saint. Thank you. All right. You know, Saint, sometimes we face a lot of difficulties to follow technological improvements because, the technology is, the growing really fast. Okay. And
Yeah.
even sometimes we can't catch it, maybe right now we are chatting here, we are discussing these things, but a lot of things happening right now about technology. Okay, when you think about this, how do you follow these technological improvements, but we think this in educational part, how do you think these technological improvements in education world,
Mm.
what
Yeah.
can you suggest to us?
Hi. You mean like how can we like keep up following the
Exactly.
technology and apply it to our job? Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is the question, I
yeah,
guess.
you can talk also about that, or but I just want to ask you about the technological improvements in education world.
Mhm.
How do you follow it? But you can talk about the general technological improvements and the effect of the education. You can also talk about it.
All right, so I'm a bit like also related to like let's say I in the future I'm planning to switch to programming. I'm learning currently learning programming, the principles of programming, and at some point in the future I'll switch to let's say development, software development, and
Yeah,
I'm
I see.
constantly following the trends that are happening in tech world. I'd say the first thing everyone should apply to their jobs is they should let's say not implement, let's say just bring and use AI um,
Yeah, that's
thoroughly. Yes, because AI is the greatest tool so far, and it is important to know how to write the correct prompts and how to use AI, let's say, efficiently. So yeah, with the help of AI, I guess we are first of all we are more efficient and productive. At the same time, AI just is our assistant basically. Yeah. So let's say
yeah,
it's an assistant that you don't pay the salary. So yeah, that is. I think it is important to apply AI in our jobs. Definitely.
I see. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. I know you are very busy, Hussein, there. So, but I just want to ask you, what are you doing for your job right now? Are you doing anything special? And do you have any projects, or do you have something private that you haven't shared with the people and want to share with us here?
All right. So no problem. So currently, I am a bit more focused on, let's say, improving myself. And by the end of this year, I'll apply for a university after 5 years of break.
Nice.
So yeah, and I'm gonna apply for the university which has statistically one of the hardest rates of acceptance rates. And I'm currently developing a social project which I need in order to apply to the university. At the same time, I just had a chance to just challenge myself in the field of entrepreneurship. And currently, I'm developing a project in Kazakhstan. It is a social project. It's a coffee shop, and I'm not sure how long it will work, but the main target of this project is to donate, let's say, some amount of like profit to the hospitals, especially people who are suffering with cancer. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, Hussein. Thank you. Okay, so Hussein, in our life we all have role models, okay? We see them, we follow them, we try to be like our role models because when we say role models, we need to take a good examples, okay? Don't take the bad examples of role models, okay? Always take the good ones. And we as a human we always, to get the good role models for our life, for our job, or for other things that we have to do.
Mhm.
So, and also we we have people who inspire us in our life. So
Yeah.
when you think about yourself, who is your role model and who inspires you?
Hmm. Yeah, that is a great question. So I'm very fortunate that I had a lot of people in my life who were my role models, who inspired me, mentored me, and so on. But like, I don't know. I don't want to sound selfish or arrogant, but I feel like I did not have a specific role model in my life because my problem with just having someone as a role model is just copying what the person does. And throughout this time, I realized that I'm really bad at even copying the person. So yeah, I try to just pick the best of from everyone and just apply it to my life. It may sound a bit weird, but my role model is uh, are those who just I want to just say it in one sentence because it's quite complex. Yeah, the people who just who already like passed the way I am planning to overcome. Yeah, those there are a lot of people. I'm currently, let's say, watching the podcast of I don't know if you heard Lex Friedman.
Uh-huh.
He's a computer scientist and podcaster and so on. And I'm also having a plan to do a podcast in the future and just delve into this field. So
Great.
yeah, currently he is my role model, but in the future, I don't know who the person is gonna be. In the like, but so far, the greatest person, the greatest role model who has been in my life. I'm gonna talk probably a lot about Sayana Hanum. So, but she is actually, yeah, I'm gonna say she's my all-time role model. Let's put it this way.
That's it. Okay, great. I'm sure that she will love it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's love.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hussein. So, Hussein, time flies, you know that, and when you think about your future after 10 or 15 years later, all right, maybe 20 years later, how do you see yourself? And will you still be a teacher, or will you try different job or jobs?
I really like experimenting with my life, and I'll probably not be a teacher uh, in 10 or 15 years. I want to do something that will benefit the society. I don't want to sound a bit like, how to say, I don't want to sound too demanding, but yeah, I'll probably just do something I'll be really passionate and that will really help the society. I don't know what it's gonna be, whether it's gonna relate it to technology, tech field, or
I
entrepreneurship
see.
or teaching. The core idea is to benefit the society and at the same time get the excitement out of it. Because like let's say in 50 years, if I'll be alive, and when I think back, I just want to say I'm really happy that I did this. I'm really glad that I did this, and
I
that I
see.
at least let's say left a bit of, let's say, positive mark on someone's life.
I got it. Thank you very much. And we have difficult times in our lives, all right? We face difficult things. So when we face these difficult situations, all right, and sometimes we can handle it, sometimes we can't handle it. So we cannot find the solutions or we don't know what to do. And when that time comes and we say it on our own, like, oh, I wish I could have a superpower to do this, to do that, right?
Mhm.
And when you think about this into your classroom,
Yeah.
if you could have one superpower to use it in the classroom, of course, what would it be and how would it help you?
Yeah. Earlier, I just mentioned about the empathy, and I said like every student has their own difficulties and they need a customized approach most of the time. And if I had a superpower, that would be helpful in my teaching, let's say,
I
career, and
see.
that would be an ability to get multiplied, because like by that way I could have a time to um, let's say to help my students and be with them 24/7. Because like when you have a lot of students, it's really hard to talk with each of them constantly. So that's why, and at the same time, I feel like seeing them a few times a week is definitely not enough uh, when it comes to their development and so on. So yeah.
I see. Thank you very much, Hussein. And Hussein, think that, all right, the next question again is really fun question. Think that you finish the interview and you step outside your home and find a lottery ticket that ends up winning $100 million, which is a huge amount of money. What would you do? Please be honest, okay? Please
Okay.
be honest and tell us the
Sure.
truth, all right?
Yeah. All right. So Okay, that's really hard. I probably, the first thing that comes to my mind is just bring it back home, hide it for a while, and have time to think. What are you gonna do with that? So yeah, I would probably hide it for some time, or just
Yeah, you
have
should. You
someone.
should hide. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably just hide it. Yeah, and have someone who would advise me financially, like what I have to do with this money. Yeah, I would probably just spend it on what I currently do now. I'll definitely spend it on the project I do, the social project. Um, um, some part I would definitely use it for a university because I still did not have a bachelor's degree, and this is my target. I want to apply for a good university and get a good
Oh,
experience.
I see.
Yeah, not only just the academic wise, but at the same time, I just want to leave this the life of a student, just this those like 4 or 3 years, depending on the university. Just have experienced the that like how to say how to be a student thoroughly. So yeah, I'd probably
I
definitely spend it for project and education. Yeah.
Okay, good, 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 very good. And don't forget to go on a holiday and
Okay.
have fun some.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, now we can. Time flies. Saying now, I'm gonna ask you my last question. Ready for it?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. What is your motto?
Okay.
I
Oh,
know it's hard. It's very
yeah,
hard.
definitely. First of all, mottos are changing, are like
Yeah.
they're not constant. And my current motto is I hope it will stay for a long time with me. Is just to live your life. Don't think what is going to happen in the future much. So just live the current moment. I think that is the greatest problem of the modern human. We
Yeah.
forget about living. We live in the future and just let's say miss the moment and miss like the time we could spend with our family, could enjoy it. So yeah, just live that moment. Picture every like let's say experience you're currently having. Yeah.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. All right. And I ask all my questions, Hussein. And before ending our live sessions, would you like to say anything else, or maybe you have some advice or suggestions to our audiences?
Sure. First of all, thank you for again accepting my request, and I'm really
That's my
honored
pleasure.
to be your guest. I would say like the biggest suggestion again would be just live the moment, and yeah, just do not bother much about the future because it's gonna come, and yeah, it's gonna come otherwise. So yeah.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Hussein. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much for your suggestions, for your advice, and especially for your precious time you spent with us here. Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Hussein.
Have a nice.
And Hussein, you say, was with us here with Teacher Talks 205th, and we had a fruitful session with him. And as you know, that we are going to be here uh, on the next week, as you know, that at the same time on the same day every Monday at 9 p.m. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Okay. And until the next time, please take care of yourself, and Hussein, take care of yourself too. And bye bye, everybody. And goodbye again to all of you, and peace.